Hi, welcome back to Join My Retirement Journey. Um, I am just on here real quick today to kind of give an update as to what's going on with our moving abroad plans and my retirement plans. I been looking into different types of transformers. I think that's what they're called. Um, Going from the US to a European country, you need to have go from 110 to 220. So back in the day when I lived in Germany, the transformer I had was probably a good 50 pounds and probably the size of, oh, I don't know, like go grab your biggest stock pot and it was that big. It was huge. And it only had one spot that you could plug one thing into. So if you had anything with an American plug, like you brought your coffee maker, your back then it was the curling irons everybody had, or your blow dryer, yeah, you had to plug into that thing. And if you didn't, you burnt it all out. So I'm looking into those. These things are tiny. I found two of them. Comes with a multitude of plugs that will work throughout Europe, Asia. Um, I'm not even sure where else. So I found these two. They're tiny. I could stick one in my back pocket and call it a day. Um, pretty impressed with that thing. So we'll find out if it works when I get overseas. Uh, um, got two of those because my son said, "Mom, I'm probably going to need one too. Go ahead and grab two of them." So I did. So this was an adventure buying these things, and I was expecting something a lot heavier. Glad they've come down in size in the past 30, 40 years. So yeah. Oh, and I got to apologize. The dog is helping me today. Got the windows open, so of course he hears um, the wind chimes going, and the wind is howling out there today. But we're trying to get the fresh air to blow through the house just to kind of get the stale of winter out and get the fresh of spring in. Um, so I apologize for the dog. He's very noisy. He doesn't know that he barks really loud. I have tried to teach him to whisper, and he just looks at me like I'm stupid. So I gave up with that. Um, Other than that, luggage tags have been ordered. Luggage has been ordered and has arrived for both of us. Uh, I'm going to be ordering GPS trackers just because I've never had them in my luggage before, and I've traveled, you know, a dozen times across the United States, north and south, east and west, and they were not a thing when I went to Europe the last time. So I'm going to order some of those. We're going to have two suitcases each. The dog has got a carry-on. My son has a carry-on, and I'll have my backpack. Um, that's going to be it for us. Some things that I'm debating on whether I want to bring because I know I'm going to find it over there is like shampoo. Am I going to be able to get shampoo? But I have seen other YouTubers who have showed the grocery store like where to get the shampoo and the soap and stuff, and they sell Pantene over there. I'm a happy camper. That's all I use. Doesn't give me a rash. It's I'm all good. Um, my son says the things that he wants to bring is like a thing of ranch dressing mix. I don't eat it, so I don't understand the whole concept. I'm sure somebody out there is going to set me straight. But yeah, I don't eat it. Don't use it on anything. I think the only thing I make that requires a packet of it is like the Mississippi pot roast. And we don't eat that very often. Um, I did run into something, and I'm hoping somebody out there can educate me. I have a Canon, I think it's a 5600 series DSLR camera, and my battery pack is rechargeable. However, the charger is for US plug. Is that something that I can buy when I get to Europe? Is that something that I can put on My converter, because if I have to buy a new one, I will. I'm not going to sell the camera. I'm planning to bring it with me. It's a very nice camera. I did buy some fun little equipment for myself just because I want to do videos. I got a chest mount holder for the cell phone. I got this cute little handheld thing, and I apologize for all the movement because that's what I'm using instead of my tripod, which is nice and steady. I'll get used to holding the handheld thing. But I got stuff like that. And I got myself a little microphone that has a windsock on it. Back in the day, I was a radio disc jockey, and that windsock was a wonderful thing because you could get right up and personal with that mic, and it would not do the slur from the P. It would not slur S's, things like that. So you could get a nice crisp sound without getting all that wind from your mouth. So I thought I'd grab one of those just for the fun of it, just to try it out, because I plan to wander around Albania when I get there and just show y'all what it looks like. And sometimes there's going to be wind because sometimes there's wind here in the US. And today's the prime example. We had a thunderstorm roll through last night, cooled it off quite a bit, went from like 80 degrees to 70 degrees. I'm not angry at that. So we're going to try it out in the wind here before we leave the States. I live right on the Atlantic Ocean. We get wind. I thought I got wind in Montana. And so little things, anything that y'all can think of that I might need that would be something that could be useful for the first few days over there until I can figure out where to buy it from while I'm there. Anything like that. I've been told wait and get our travel insurance or get our medical insurance when we get to Albania. So, because it's a lot cheaper. You can get travel insurance here in the United States. And I've looked into it, and it was outrageously expensive. So I'm going to wait until we get to Albania. Other things that people have suggested is like bring extra seasonings that is hard to find over there. And I use a lot of like adobo, sazon. I use a lot of that, and I use like Lowry's. Is that something I can buy overseas? I don't think so. Adobo and sazon, if I was going to Mexico, not a problem. If I was going to Costa Rica, not a problem. But it's not, it's a Hispanic type seasoning. If you haven't tried it, I suggest you do. It's really good. Put it on chicken, put it on pork, put it on fish. And I make yellow rice with the sazon. So stuff like that I'm probably going to miss, but I will figure out how to replace it. Or I'll learn to cook different stuff. That's it. End of story. I'm going to be living on the Mediterranean Ocean. I want to make Mediterranean food. All that freshness, the olives, the lemons, the limes, everything like that. Oh my God, yes. So it's all about learning. Other than that, I think that for right now, this is the only update that I have. If I can think of something else, I'll add to this later. I need to run to Tractor Supply to get dog food. I'm trying to figure out how I can bring a 20-pound sack of dog food across the Atlantic Ocean with me for the dog. Because as anybody who has a pet knows, if you try to change out your dog food, like today he's getting his 4Health Tractor Supply. If I try to give him something else tomorrow, it's not going to be pretty. His tummy is going to be all upset, and we're going to be scraping up or washing off puppy waste. So I'm trying to figure out how to get his dog food across the pond. I might just get like a big moving box and stick it in that and bring it as extra luggage. Most expensive bag of dog food ever. Other than that, not much is going on over here. I was going to help. My neighbors are doing a tag sale because they're getting ready to move across town. And I was going to put a bunch of stuff out for it. When I really started looking, I don't have anything to put out. I've been giving everything away. So that's a good thing, right? Yep. And been checking into the retirement. I already told the job my last day is going to be December 31st. I have about 12 weeks of paid time off coming to me. So I'm just going to, from January 1st, I'm going to count out 12 weeks, and that'll be when I retire. I'm going to use up all that 12 weeks, hop on a plane, put the house up for sale, and we're going to be out. So, yeah, that's how that's going to go down. Not angry at that. I'm actually looking forward to this. Everybody have a great day. If you like what I'm throwing out and my ramblings, because I think that's all I do is ramble, go ahead and like this video, and then you could subscribe. And if I post something, you guys will know it. Thanks. And again, if anybody has any answers to my questions, please feel free to leave me a comment so that I can do some research and start looking. Tell me where to, direct me where I can find stuff like this. If you're currently living in Albania, where are you buying spices at? And what am I not going to be able to find? Because to me, that's the biggie. I'm pretty sure I can find onion powder and garlic powder anywhere. We don't use the salted garlic or the salted onion because I like to control my amount of salt and my amount of garlic and onion flavoring. So yeah, and pepper. I know there's pepper everywhere. I had no problem buying pepper or salt when I lived in Germany, and I learned to use Maggi. If you haven't tried it, you can find it in Walmart nowadays here in the States. Couple of dashes into your beef stew, and it's like an umami flavor. It just makes everything pop. I use Maggi on a lot of stuff. Put it in chicken soup too. Put it on pot roast, and before I put it in the crock pot, stuff like that. So yeah, let me know. And if you can think of anything that I should be looking at to buy before I leave the States, things that I'm going to need when we arrive that I might not necessarily want to run to the store the first week there, let me know that too. Like I said, shampoo, bar soap, stuff like that. I know they sell all of that over there. And I know I can find that in probably literally every grocery store. So I got no problem running out the next day to get shampoo if I need to. I got no problem running out to get a bar of soap the next day if I need to. Medications, like can I get Tylenol over there? Can I get ibuprofen? Things like Benadryl, can I buy that over there? I'm that kind of stuff I kind of question. I do know I can get most of my diabetes medication over there, so I'll need to find a good doctor who can work with me because I'm not going to be able to find my Ozempic. I already know that. I'm going to miss that. I've lost 40 pounds using Ozempic just because I have diabetes, which has been great. And I kind of understand now why all the people wanted it for weight loss. I found that the only reason I lost weight was because it was making me so sick to my stomach I couldn't eat. So yeah, things like that, little stuff like hand lotion. I know that sounds ridiculous, but hand lotion. And I know I can buy it because I used to buy it when I lived in Germany. Various other things. My son was pretty amazed that milk comes in a carton and you buy it off the shelf and not out of the cooler. I kind of had to explain that one to him. So he's convinced that he's going to be drinking nuclear milk. So yeah, that's it for today. I'm going to take the dog out because now he's standing over here by the back door. politely waiting for me to get up. And if I don't get up quick enough, he's going to come in here and poke me in the leg. Y'all have a great day. Hit the like button. Go ahead and if you got any answers for things that I'm wondering, go ahead and leave a comment, because that's the only way that right now that I know where to start to look for answers. Have a great day, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.